Another child has lost their life due to bullying. And yet again, the people who Tyler Long was told to go to has ignored his cries. So Tyler's parents are going to sue, and I applaud them for it. For those of you or those of us who have been bullied in school, it gets tiring. It gets exhausting. You go in day out trying to learn, and you got these bullies who make your life hell for whatever reason. And I applaud, like I said, the parents for finally suing the school for pulling this three monkeys attitude. Tyler committed suicide because of this non-stop harassment that would not have been allowed in or out of school. And 2-1, this is probably how it went. Goes to the teacher, goes to the principal, vice principal, stop these guys from doing things. And they try. But then he starts doing it too much. And they come back with, just ignore the problem, they will stop. I personally think that a bully must have came up with that first rule of thumb. Next up, they say, try to avoid them. How can you avoid? Try to avoid. Try to ignore them. Can you ignore AIDS? Can you ignore cancer? So how can this kid avoid or ignore somebody who's probably in the same class, or his buddies are in the same class, and they have to pass? Then of course they say, now don't drop to their level and fight them. Well, what is the kid supposed to do? What's the kid supposed to do? Okay, and the kid does manage to get some respite for X number of days. Then the garbage restarts. Not as severe, but it slowly works up. And they probably throw that back in his face, and why don't you go tell somebody in authority? And then finally, the ultimate proof that schools have the put up and shut up mentality. They tell them that he's not trying hard enough. He's not trying hard enough. Trying hard enough not to do what? Ignore the problem? When it's constantly trying to avoid the not trying hard enough to do what? Please tell me, what is a child not trying hard enough? It dawns on me. If you go into any teacher's or principal or vice principal's or any authority's office, you will notice that there's all these tiny little bumps in the rug. The floor is not level. It's because they've swept the problem under the carpet. And that's just it. The child is not doing their best in keeping it swept under the carpet. Ignore. Because if it gets out that they've got a harassment problem at this school, what parent will want to give their child, put their child into this school? Which in turn will cause them not to have money. So it's pretty much the kid who's being bullied's fault that the school doesn't have money. So the child's not trying hard enough in keeping it swept under the carpet. So to anyone who's being bullied in school, get with your parents and sue the crap out of the schools. I know in this time of financial problems, that's the last we need to do. But if schools and authorities start realizing that the crap that they're putting kids through in school is not going to be allowed, it may cease. But this poor child, this poor Tyler Long, committed suicide because the school system and the people who he was told to go to copped to a attitude.